I'll be very brief with Marcel Ruiz. He's had a very good season and proven himself to be a very good footballer. And in his position centrally for the Mexican national team, there's been nobody that you can count on. There's been nobody you say, no, that guy's a lock. Even Edson Alvarez is coming off the worst season of his European career. You cannot say that for him. He will still be there, but you cannot honestly say he's had his best season. Luis Romo's not going to be here. Charlie's not been the Charlie of Cruz Azul when he's on the Mexican national team. Luis Chavez is far from his level. Orbelin, and so on and so on. So he's got a great case to make for himself. Can I please speak about Gilberto Mora? Gilberto Mora was 15 when he debuted in Mexican football. He's 16 right now. Debuted already for the Mexican national team. He just signed with Rafaela Pimienta, who happens to represent Santi Jimenez, Erling Haaland. And the reason I bring this up, because I feel that's the reason he is on this call sheet. He's done things to merit being in first division, and I think they're going about it the way they do with the U.S. men's national team and Major League Soccer, where a little good marketing on the national team for a young player could give him that push to Europe, and I'm here for it.
Exactly.
Because Mexican soccer needs more footballers in Europe. Agreed. I honestly think this is more of a platform for him, and he will be there, and he might get a game or two in the group phase because that's when the level will be easier. But this is going to be the next big signing for Mexican football.
Are you saying Gilberto Mora is the new Freddie Adu?
No, don't get into that right now. Sorry to Freddie Adu. All right, when it comes to this is our third question. I don't want to dive into it, but let's dive into this instead. Is it championship or fracaso for fracaso for el Tri? Don't point out the mistakes.
Well, it's fracasco for Vasco. I guess that's the pun, right?
Play on words.
There you go.
I guess. Good one, products. I think that, yes, it will be a fracasco because, honestly, Mexico is the one that it's up to win it every single Gold Cup. It seems like the USMNT doesn't care enough. When you see the players that go year after year after year, you see Mexican national team, they're with everyone.
Everybody.
And then I really, honestly, I don't know why they're still playing this. I know, but honestly, I mean, you have the African Cup of Nations, you have the Euros, you have the Copa America, and they play it regardless the economic situation in different places.
Yeah.
And it's kind of challenging, you know? When you have this Gold Cup in CONCACAF, it's always the same venue.
Yeah.
So,
and
what's the challenge for Mexico?
And every 2 years.
Yeah, every 2 years, not every 4 years. Yeah, that's the point.
I am so glad you guys bring this up. There was a very interesting article in Forbes about how CONCACAF has put their national teams through the ringer.
Yeah.
And about sanctioned competitions, continental competitions since January 2016 till March 2025. And you go down the list, you know, you got Asia 2, you got Africa 4, CONMEBOL 4, you got UEFA 6, you have CONCACAF 10. They just keep putting their footballers through the ringer. And here we are talking about Pulisic not playing, Anthony Robinson. Well, there's a reason. How many times have they played in all these competitions, made-up competitions? Argentina and Messi, they don't got to play the South American, you know,
Mercosur
Nations League. That doesn't exist.
Well, and the times in the Gold Cup when I played against Brazil, it was usually the under-23s with a handful of guys. They finished playing at Copa America, then they sent some other guys to Gold Cup. Now, some of those other guys were Kaká and Diego and stuff, some really big-time players.
Are you trying to tell me that time you blanked Romario, he was a U23 player?
No, that was different. but there was other Gold Cups where they sent groups that were the young, really good players.
In the 99 Confed.
Yeah, waiting for those opportunities. So I get why sometimes things don't go. I think the other thing that you would look at for the reason for that, Gold Cup is later in the summer. And if you have a bunch of guys who need to go back to their club teams in Europe, and the majority of the Mexican team is playing in Mexico, it's a lot easier for those players to be released than go play in Europe.
Going back to the original question, yes, it's got to be Gold Cup, championship, or bust, or fracaso here, because that's who the Mexican national team is. That's the pressure that within themselves and that environment they put on themselves. That is the expectancy of the Mexican national team.
And do they want to build from Nations League as well?
And they want to build exactly from Nations League. And if you look at the rest of CONCACAF right now, it's there for the taking.
And it's the only team with the pressure. There's no pressure in the USMNT.
Nope.
There's no pressure in Canada.
Nope.
There's no pressure in Honduras or Costa Rica. It would be pressure if it was Panama 2025. That's their opportunity, guys.
Or Costa Rica 16 or something like that.
Yeah, wherever. If they're host.
Oh, if they're hosting.
If they're hosting.
If they're hosting.
Yeah.
Oh, for
If they're
sure.
hosting,
100%.
the pressure is in Panama, in Honduras. But if it's always in the same place, the pressure is only for Mexico.
Yeah, absolutely. The pressure's on for you because we want you back here on Football Americas very soon. As always, Barak Feber with us here on Football Americas.
Thank you, guys.
And I'm sure we'll have you back during the summer.
Are you
during
sure?
the World Cup. You're on our roster, so.
Okay, good.
And there's no asterisk next to your name.